My 9th birthday started like any other. Balloons tied to the mailbox, music playing from a Bluetooth speaker that couldn't hold a charge, and a table sagging under the weight of sweets, soggy sausage rolls, and melted cupcakes. A few kids from school ran around the back garden with plastic swords, and my mum was inside burning frozen pizza slices, pretending she wasn't stressed. I didn't want a party this year. I had nightmares almost every night and just wanted to play video games, but my parents insisted. "You're only young once," they said. Just as I finished opening a Minecraft Lego set, my dad clapped his hands and shouted, "All right, everyone quiet down. We have a surprise." Groans and sarcastic clapping from the older kids. My heart dropped. I didn't ask for a surprise. Then I saw him. Walking through the garden gate like he belonged there was a clown. Not a cheerful one either. No rainbow wig. No squeaky shoes. He wore a faded yellow jumpsuit, fraying at the wrists. His face was pale white, but not painted. More like dried out. His red smile wasn't quite even, like it had been drawn once and smudged. But the eyes were the worst part. They didn't match. One was too small, tucked deep into the socket. The other was too wide, too wet, like it was always watching. He didn't wave. He didn't speak. He just looked at me. "Did you hire a clown?" I asked my dad. He looked confused for half a second, then chuckled awkwardly. "Must be your mom. She didn't say anything." The clown finally spoke. His voice was too slow, too soft. "Happy birthday, Oliver." I froze. No one told him my name. No one could have. He said my name like he'd known me for years, not the excited way a performer talks to a kid. This was familiar, quiet, almost fond. A few of the younger kids clapped hesitantly, unsure if they should be laughing or running. The clown stepped forward, pulling a balloon from his pocket. Not a bunch, just one. Already inflated, he twisted it into the shape of a dog with jerky, precise movements. "Here you go," he said, handing it to me. But I didn't move. "How did you know his name?" my mom asked, trying to sound cheerful. The clown smiled. "I remember him." Before anyone could ask what he meant, he reached into his coat and pulled out a handful of confetti. He let it fall from his palm like dust. Then he said it. The sentence that made everyone go silent. "You still sleep with the hallway light on, just in case the thing under your bed comes back." My stomach dropped. That wasn't something my friends knew, not even my parents. I started leaving the hallway light on after a dream I had 2 weeks ago. A dream where something cold grabbed my ankle from under the covers. Nobody knew. Nobody could have known. The clown chuckled, not looking at anyone else. Just me. Like the party didn't matter. Like it was just us. Then he pulled out a deck of cards. "Let's play a game," he said. "Pick one." I didn't move, so he stepped closer and held the cards out. They looked old, dirty around the edges. The backs were faded blue. I pulled one. He smiled. "Ah, the ace of spades, just like last time." My throat went dry. Last time. I dropped the card. It fluttered to the ground, but it wasn't the ace of spades. It was blank. He bent down to pick it up, then placed it in his pocket. "Not everyone can see what's really there," he whispered. Then he turned to the other kids and started making more balloon animals, humming some slow, off-tune melody I'd never heard, but somehow recognized. The party went on, but something had shifted. Every time I looked over, he was already staring at me, and he never blinked. Up and the garden was littered with popped balloons and cake-stained paper plates. I went to bed without saying much. My parents didn't ask. They looked tired, distracted, like the party had drained more than just energy from the house. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, trying to shake the clown's voice from my head. Just like last time. What did that even mean? At some point, I dozed off. I don't know for how long, but something woke me, a sound from downstairs. Shuffling. I froze. Then quietly I got up and crept to the stairs, holding the banister with both hands. I leaned over just enough to see the living room. The clown was there, not gone, still here. He was sitting on the floor with his legs crossed, facing the coffee table, his back to me. My mum's old photo album open in front of him. He flipped each page slowly. No sound except the crackle of plastic sleeves turning. I wanted to run, but something rooted me in place, something familiar. He stopped on a page and tilted his head. I recognized it, the page with my baby photos. One in particular, me in a red onesie, reaching out toward the camera. Then he whispered, "There you are." I gasped without meaning to. His head snapped toward the stairs. I ducked, heart hammering in my chest. I held my breath. Waited. Nothing. Just silence. After a few minutes, I peeked again. He was gone. The album was closed. The next morning, I asked my mum where the clown went. She frowned. "He left after the cake, remember?" "No," I said. "He was here, last night. I saw him with your photo album." She looked confused. "Honey, we don't have a photo album." I froze. "Not anymore. We lost it in the garage flood last year." She walked away like it was nothing. I went to the living room. The coffee table was empty, but there was something on the floor. One of the photos. Water-stained, slightly burned around the edges. It was the picture of me in the red onesie. Only now, I wasn't alone in the frame. Behind me, half faded, a shape stood in the doorway. Tall, pale, smiling. I didn't go to school the next day. I told my mom I was sick and she didn't argue. I think she was still shaken. There was something off in the house, like a static charge that wouldn't go away. I kept the photo hidden under my pillow. I couldn't stop looking at it. The figure behind me, the faint outline of that smile, the blur around the eyes. It had to be him, the clown. But if that picture was real, how long had he been watching me? That night, I waited until my parents were asleep. Around midnight, I crept into the hallway with the photo and stood outside the living room. I didn't hear anything, but I knew something was there. I opened the door slowly. Empty. I turned on the lamp. The light flickered once, then steadied. I went to the cabinet under the TV, where we used to keep old junk, and started digging. I found it. The photo album. Not burned, not water damaged, just dusty. I opened it with shaking hands. The first few pages were normal, baby photos, Christmases, summer holidays. But halfway through, something changed. Photos I'd never seen, me asleep in bed, me brushing my teeth, me sitting alone in the back garden, taken from far away. And in almost every photo, he was there, in the background, at the edge of the frame, reflected in mirrors, watching. Page after page, year after year. Then I turned to the last page, just one photo. It was me, 9 years old, taken yesterday, standing in front of the clown. Only I didn't remember posing for it, and something was wrong with my face. My eyes were completely black. My mouth was a wide, unnatural grin. I dropped the album and backed away. The lamp flickered again, and in that split second of darkness, I saw him in the reflection of the TV, standing behind me. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. The reflection in the TV screen was enough, pale, looming, unmoving. The clown stood behind me, his smile wide and full of teeth that looked too sharp, too many. My breath hitched. Then he spoke. "You're remembering, aren't you?" My knees buckled. I turned, but the room was empty. No one there. Just silence. I stared at the TV. Static hissed across the screen. No signal, just that warped reflection of the empty room, and a shape flickering in and out of the frame like a glitch. I ran upstairs, burst into my parents' room. They jolted awake. "There's someone in the house," I said. "The clown is still here." They tried to calm me down, but I couldn't stop shaking. My dad muttered something about calling someone in the morning. My mum sat next to me on the bed, rubbing my back, trying to soothe me. Then she said something I'll never forget. "You used to talk about a clown when you were little. All the time." I looked at her. "What do you mean?" She hesitated. "When you were 3 or 4. You had an imaginary friend. You called him Buttons. You'd talk to him at night, stare at corners, and laugh. One time we found you in the hallway at 2 a.m., saying he was trying to get in. I didn't remember any of that." She glanced at my dad. "And then, after the accident, you stopped mentioning him." My chest tightened. "What accident?" They went quiet. Too quiet. Finally, my dad said it. "You had a twin brother. His name was Ben. You were both just toddlers. You got out of the house one night. We thought you were sleepwalking, but we only found you." My ears rang. My vision blurred. A twin? A part of me felt like I already knew, like something deep in my bones had been waiting for this truth. "You forgot," said a voice. Not from my parents, from behind me. I turned. He was there, standing in the hallway, grinning. No makeup, no costume, just skin stretched wrong. A painted smile that was part of him now, his head tilted, one eye black, the other milky white. "You let me in," he said. My parents didn't move. They stared straight ahead, blank, frozen. The clown stepped closer. "You promised I wouldn't be alone again." My head throbbed. Flashes, a hallway, a shadow, a door I opened as a toddler, and something stepping through. "You forgot who I was," he said softly. "So I had to remind you." I backed away, heart racing. "You're not real?" I whispered. He smiled wider. "Then why are you in my story?" Everything flickered, the hallway twisted, the walls stretched and groaned. I screamed. Then, darkness. I woke up in my bed. Sunlight filtered through the blinds. My parents were downstairs laughing, as if nothing had happened. But on my nightstand, a single photo. Me, asleep. The clown beside my bed, finger to his lips. "Shh,"